Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Fani Muhammad Fadillah with study number 15 2018 002. Today I'm gonna present or show my mid project about smart pet feeder. The first is the introduction. So this is the final product looks of my project. So why I made this? It is because I have a pet or specifically a cat, and then I want to implement some smart device like a smart home gadget. But this is like the simple version of my plan, because there is a limitation if I use a simulator. Next is the ideas. First is the effectiveness, and then automatization, and last is controllable. Next up is component. The first component is the Arduino Uno R3. So this is the main component of the device. This is like the brain of the device. This thing control all of the function, all of the tasks of the device. So all of the information from the sensor will be processed on this Arduino, and then will generate a command for the output component for like the actuator and then the indicator. Okay, next component is the peer sensor. The function of this sensor is for motion detection. For example, if there is a gesture or there's movement around the sensor, it's gonna send a high or one signal to the Arduino. Nah, this is servo. This is the actuator of the device. It gonna rotate the moving part or the spinning part of the device. This is the second sensor I use. This is the ultrasonic sensor. So the function of the sensor is for length measurement. So this unlike the peer sensor that send one or high signal to the Arduino, it's gonna send about pulse information, if I'm not wrong. So after that, the pulse information will be calculated in Arduino, and then we will get the result of the distance. Next, the LCD. This is the indicator of the device that I use. It gonna print or show about the information. Next is for the power. I use the 18650 battery. I use 4 piece, so it will be live longer. Next is the additional module. This is the charging module for the 18650 battery. This is the TP 440 456, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's all. Next is the schematic. First, I have Arduino and then the breadboard. The first component, this is the LCD. For the LCD, there is a additional component, the resistor. So for the LCD, it use so many wire. So you can see here for the schematic wiring for the wiring. Next is the peer sensor. The peer sensor has 3 pins for the input voltage and the ground, and the pin for the communication. I use the pin number 7. Next is servo. Some like the peer sensor use have 3 pins. Then for the communication pin, I use a pin number 9 here. Next is the ultrasonic. For ultrasonic, it uses 4 pins, one ground and one input voltage, and then the trigger and echo. For the trigger, I use pin number 8, and then the echo I use pin number 13. Next is the source card. As you can see, I use two libraries for the LCD and then for the servo. This is the initialization for every pin I use, and then some integer, some long that I use. Then the setup, the pin mode that I set, input output, and then the servo that attached to pin number 9. Then the LCD will be print like this when it boot up. Next, for the loop, it will be execute the function capacity and the feed function. For the feed function, if a peer send one signal, so the LCD will print the feeding like this, and the servo will be spin 90 degrees. And after that, it will be cooldown. Execute the cooldown function. And then if there is no the sensor of the peer send a low or zero signal, the LCD will print not detect. Next is the function for the capacity. Okay, from the capacity, from this line to this line is the function for the calculating the from the ultrasonic sensor. And then we get the length. After we get the length, will be calculated again to the percentage. So it's gonna print the percentage to the LCD. Next is cooldown. The cooldown I set the 10 minutes here. So the after feeding, it will be cooldown for 10 minutes, and then the LCD will be print the uh, countdown time left. So here is the demo. So if our pet is come closer to the device, so the food will be comes out uh, like that. And here's the mechanism at the inside. Oh, sorry. Here's the mechanism at the inside. So when a peer sensor send a high signal, like wait, now like that, a high signal or one signal. So the servo will be turned on and to rotate the spinner or the valve, and the foot will be comes down and out. As you can see here, it will be spin and the foot will be comes down and out like that. Play once more. Yeah, like that. So next, the demonstration for the capacity function. So this is the demo. I play. For example, the capacity is 100% here. So for example, the food will be get lower and lower, and the capacity will be moving now. Yeah, getting lower, same as the hike to the storage. Uh, Going down to the 30, 20, kind of like that. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Yeah, thank you and goodbye.